Greetings, cyberdogs and citizens of the internet. This is ReNDoG coming at you from the Renstar observation platform in this Let's Play Minecraft Feed the Beast series. In this episode, we are going to be taking a tour of our Feed the Beast world to remind ourselves of where we are in this series and to get back to the serious business of building the Renstar space platform, a giant freaking spaceship that is going to suck this world dry of its resources. So sit back and relax, my cyber diggity dogs. Hope you got a tasty ass beverage and some crunchy ass snacks. Let's feed the beast that is our mind. Well, cyberdogs, I want to start this video off by saying it is freaking so sweet to be back in Rentown and back playing Feed the Beast again, man. It has been about 6 months or so since we fired up Feed the Beast and since we laid a block into the Renstar space platform, and I am so freaking excited for this year, guys, because we have got so much work to do in this series. We need to finish off this Renstar space platform, and man, we are not even a tenth of the way there. I mean, we're probably not even 100th of the way there. So we've got a ton of work to do in this series for 2015. And I thought, guys, in this particular episode, what we would do is spend a little bit of time just going over what we were doing when we last left Feed the Beast and what our current goals are and what we need to achieve over the next 100 episodes or so. And you know what, this is also a pretty good opportunity to get all of you cyberdogs who are new to the ReNDoG channel up to speed with what is going down in Feed the Beast. I mean, I know there's some of you guys out there who are watching this video for the first time and haven't watched any of the other Feed the Beast videos. And you know what? I'm freaking angry with yo ass. Pause this freaking video and go watch at least a few episodes from the previous Feed the Beast series, man. Come on. Who starts a series at the latest freaking episode anyway, man? You guys don't know what the jazz is going on here. But for those of you guys who can't be bothered to actually do that, maybe what we should do is just do like a little refresher course, right? Like what is going on here? What is Feed the Beast? What is this series all about? And what are our current goals? Well, Feed the Beast is a modded version of Minecraft which gives us access to a whole bunch of sweet ass tools and machines that we can build in Minecraft to help us automate tasks, make awesome machines and tools and weapons and armor and all that sort of sweet jazz. And this particular Feed the Beast pack is from the Mindcrack Feed the Beast mod pack, and this is a mod pack put together by the Mindcrack team, my favorite Minecraft group on YouTube, just FYI. And that is basically what Feed the Beast is, right? And what we are trying to achieve in this particular Feed the Beast series is to build a giant ass space platform. And what we've been doing for the last 88 episodes, or however many it's been, is build the very first module of the space platform. And this space platform is going to be called the Renstar. And what we've been working on is the power module of the Renstar. In this particular module over here, we have nuclear reactors, we have a power room, we have a battery room, and that is looking pretty freaking sweet up there, man. Down here, you can see what is basically a miniaturized model of what the Renstar is going to look like. And the Renstar is going to be divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 modules connected by these sweet ass like space platform thingamajigs. And we have literally just finished. This is like the foundations for the power module. So for example, this module over here could be the power module. So as you can see, we've got another 9 of these giant ass modules to build before the Renstar space platform is anywhere near complete. But before we get up there, guys, and before I show you what the sweet ass jazz is going on up in there, I want to show you guys where it all began. When we first started this series, we basically started in this little town over here. And this town is known as Rentown. And when I got to this town, what I was going to do is sort of build a science laboratory within the town, and that would begin our Feed the Beast series. But you know what? I thought, let's do something a little bit more awesome than that. Let's build a secret laboratory, like Dexter's laboratory. Oh man, check how sweet the Renstar looks from here. Let's build a secret Dexter's laboratory underneath the Church of Rentown. And this right here, guys, is the Cyber Labs. This is where we started our Feed the Beast journey. Humble beginnings way back in the day, many countless hours ago. And in this little facility over here, we have got a very small power room over here. These are batteries that stores our power. This is a machine room which we use. These are some of the machines I was talking about that helps us to build some of the items in Feed the Beast. I'm not going to go into detail, guys. I'm just going to show you a little bit about the Cyber Labs over here. This is the Squidward room, or the geothermal generator power facility, and this is where we got the very first bits of energy and power in our Feed the Beast series. Feed the Beast is all about producing energy, because with energy you can make machines work, you can make lots of stuff work. It's all about energy. But this is a very primitive energy production system. We are now at a point where we've got nuclear reactors in the Renstar. So this is kind of looking at, like, I don't know, like a steam engine from the 19th century. But man, takes me back. These Squidwards did a lot of work. Right here we have the bio research facility, and this is where we are currently breeding FERRU crops so that we can generate iron from our iron factory. And we have a factory outside of the Cyber Labs that actually generates iron for us using these FERRU crops. These are a specific type of croppage that actually produce tiny piles of iron dust when you harvest them. And we've actually made an automatic harvester, which I'll show you guys a little bit later on. But this is the bio research facility. We also grow some flowers over here so that we can make dyes, and we're using those dyes to change colors of blocks for the Renstar space platform. Here is a very primitive furnace room over here where we've done much of our smelting. Here is probably the pride and joy of the Cyber Labs. This is the storage facility up in here. This is where we keep most of our stuff. Now, this storage facility is being constantly filled because what we have beneath the Cyber Labs is a giant network of quarries. Now, a quarry is one of the most powerful things you can do in Feed the Beast. All of that energy that you are trying to produce, you can send into a quarry, which is basically an automatic mining machine, which is going to mine you all of your Minecraft blocks, all of your iron and ores, and all of the other sweet ass different types of minerals and ores that you can get in Feed the Beast. And underneath the Cyber Labs over here, guys, we have a giant array of quarries. We have been quarrying now for countless hours. And down here we have this is what powers our quarries. These are a whole bunch of electrical engines that are sending electricity into our quarries. And what those quarries are doing, they are automatically mining blocks for us and sending those blocks into this little facility over here, which is the recycling facility. And what this recycling facility does is it recycles blocks like dirt and gravel and freaking cobblestone and all of the blocks that we don't want. It actually recycles those blocks into other things, and it can turn those blocks into any item in Minecraft Feed the Beast. It has a random chance of generating any item in Minecraft Feed the Beast. And what this recycling facility is doing is automatically recycling the unneeded stuff out of our quarries, and then using this dispenser over here to spit out the random items that the recycling facility makes. So in a nutshell, the way that this recycling facility works is it turns unwanted materials into random items in Minecraft Feed the Beast. Those random items get dispensed by this dispenser into this sorting pipe work over here, and this gets sent into our storage facility or back into the recycler if it's an item that we don't need anymore. So this is a pretty primitive recycling facility over here. We are going to actually make a much bigger recycling facility like that within the Renstar space platform. But for now, that recycling facility has been doing everything that I wanted it to do. And right over here, guys, we have our mob spawner. What this is doing is generating zombie flesh, bones, and gunpowder, and all of those items are being returned back into the sorting facility and into our storage facility. It's not the most advanced mob spawner, but it does do the job. What I want to show you guys now is the awesome freaking array of quarries that we've got going on over here. So here's an example of a quarry, guys. This is a 64 by 64 quarry, and what you can see is every single block within that 64 by 64 has been sucked up and delivered into our recycling facility, recycled or delivered into our storage facility if it's an item that we wanted. And as you guys can see, we have got a ton of quarries in this side of things. Almost, it looks like there's about 5 or so quarries here that have basically completely burnt out. I think we've got one more quarry running over there. There's an Enderman though, so let's not head too far in that direction. But as you guys can see, man, you get a lot of items from your quarries, but most of those items are unusable, and so they need to be recycled. But we've used a lot of those materials to build the Renstar space platform. Right over here is our THAUMCRAFT lab, guys. We spent about 10 episodes or so in THAUMCRAFT, and it's a pretty sweet mod in Feed the Beast, but we don't really do much with THAUMCRAFT, so why don't we move on? I want to show you the other side of the quarries, where the serious quarrying has been going on, man. It's absolutely insane how many quarries have been basically used and drained in this Feed the Beast world. I think I've played thousands of hours of this. Most of the time I played Feed the Beast is off camera, because so much work needs to be done off camera. But as you guys can see, man, there are an insane amount of quarries open here or completed here. So what's that? 2, 4, 6, 8, and these are our freshest quarries over here. Here's actually one of the quarry machines you can see over there. We do not actually have any power right now in our entire system, and that's why we see these quarries are not actually running at the moment. But we're going to be heading up to the Renstar space platform to get our nuclear reactors fired up again, because man, if we don't do that, then the Renstar is going to be shut down and nothing is going to happen around here. So anyway, guys, that was a very quick tour of the cyber labs. Pretty awesome around here. Nothing is actually functioning right now because we do not have any power. So we're going to head up into the Renstar space platform and fire up our nuclear reactors. Now, the reason that I can fly around like this is because I have an item called an advanced nano chest plate, and basically this item is it's armor that uses energy as its armor points, and it uses power to fly as a jetpack. So that chest plate actually lets me fly around like this. Now, before we head up into the Renstar space platform, guys, there's two more facilities that I want to show you. The first one is known as the METALWORKS factory. Now, what this METALWORKS factory does is it converts all of the iron and any of the metal goods coming out of our quarries into blocks. So as you guys can see here, we've got tin blocks, blocks of iron, copper blocks, silver blocks, zinc blocks, nickel blocks, gold blocks, and aluminum blocks. And all of these blocks are being used to create the Renstar space platform. As it is a spaceship, it does need to be made out of metal, obviously. And what is happening over here is that the sorting facility of the cyber labs is sending any of the ores that the quarries suck up into a machine called a macerator, and what that macerator is doing is turning those ores into dust. And here you can see we've got all the different types of dust stored in these barrels over here, and when we flick these switches, all of these ore dusts get sent into smelters over here, or electrical furnaces, which get turned into ingots, and then those ingots get compressed in these compressors over here into blocks, and then those compressors send the blocks into these barrels. So it's a pretty simple facility. What we're doing over here is smelting down metal dust into ingots, then compressing those ingots into blocks, and then storing those blocks over here to be used in the Renstar space platform. So a pretty sweet ass facility over here, entirely automated also, so we don't have to worry about it. But right over here, guys, is my personal pride and joy, an absolute joyous thing to behold. This is the FERRU crop harvester, and essentially what this harvester does is automatically harvest the tiny piles of iron dust coming out of these FERRU crops. It then sends those tiny piles of iron dust into our METALWORKS factory so that they can be converted into ingots and eventually converted into iron blocks. And the way that this harvester works is really, really simple. The FERRU crops are basically sitting on a platform that moves very slowly back and forth, left and right, via these machines over here. And every time the entire platform moves to the left or moves to the right, these harvesters over here, this is a harvester machine, sucks out the tiny piles of iron dust. It basically harvests the crop if it is ripe, and then it'll send those tiny piles of iron dust into the METALWORKS factory. And it's just, you know what, it's just a beautiful little factory to behold. I absolutely love this place. It is so awesome. And this place is the primary reason why we are still using the Minecraft Feed the Beast mod pack, which is only running on Minecraft 1.4.7. In the latest versions of Feed the Beast, we do not have the mod that allows us to use the FERRU harvester over here, and that is a mod called Red Power 2. So I'm very reluctant to move away from 1.4.7 until someone can make a new Red Power 2 mod pack to keep our FERRU harvester alive. But I absolutely love this harvester, man. It is so freaking awesome. And it has made quite a lot of iron for us already. I actually haven't smelted down any of the iron generated by the harvester yet. And if we look inside of the METALWORKS factory, we can see that it's actually made 11 entire stacks of iron dust already. That barrel where I'm pointing right now is the barrel that stores the iron coming out of the harvester. So that's a pretty good, decent amount of iron that's been generated by our harvester. Pretty awesome. But guys, it is now time to head up into the Renstar space platform, the giant ass spaceship that is the primary goal of this Feed the Beast series. And man, it is looking absolutely insane. Now, as I mentioned before, we are going to be making a massive space station. So if you imagine that this module over here is only one of 9, you can start to sort of get a picture in your head of how big the Renstar space platform is actually going to be. This particular module is just one of 9 that is going to spread across this world like this, and it is going to be absolutely sick, man. And this particular module is dedicated to the generation and storage of power, of energy, and that energy is being generated by nuclear reactors. Now let's get into the Renstar space platform via this entry duct over here. Pretty awesome. Check it out. We go in here. This is a decompression chamber, and we come into the Renstar space platform. Welcome to the cyberdogs who have never been in here, and man, am I happy to be back up in here, man. This is our only spaceship employee right now. This is Bacon. He was actually a citizen of the Cyber Labs who decided to use one of our portals to get into the Renstar space platform. So welcome, Bacon. Good to see you there, bro. You got him a little bit thinner since I last saw you. Not as tasty looking anymore. But guys, this is the Renstar space platform. This is the power module of the Renstar space platform. And we're running around now around these sort of outer corridors of the space platform. And these things over here are our teleporting pad platforms. And this is a portal gun that we actually found on an adventure. And what a portal gun allows us to do is teleport between from one portal to another. So we can go into this portal and come out of this one. And throughout the Renstar space platform, we're going to have these teleport pads, which we'll be able to utilize with our portal gun. So that is pretty awesome. But as you guys can see, the corridors are very, very long. They look very, very sweet, I think. And in each of the corridors, we're going to have a little utility bay. And this utility bay is not functioning yet, but the way that this is going to work is we're going to have a little MFE over here where we can recharge our tools or our armor. We're also going to have a recycling facility. So anything that we want to send to the recycling facility, we can stick in this chest over here. And then this is the sorting facility, so that anything we want to send to our massive storage facility, which is going to be one of the modules of the Renstar space platform, we can stick in there. And every single one of these corridors has one of these utility stations in it, and it's going to be the same for all of the modules around the Renstar space platform. So that is awesome. Now let's get into the meat and potatoes of the Renstar space platform power module, man. Welcome guys to the inside of the Renstar space platform, and as you guys can see, it just looks amazing. I mean, I haven't been here in a long time, and it just takes my breath away, man, when I come in here. Look at this. It just, so much awesomeness. Anyway, let's start right over here, guys. This is the battery room. This is our MFSU arrays. And in here, we are storing all of our power. We can see that we do have quite a lot of power over here. We've got 20 million EUs in these MFSUs. So those are absolutely full. I think they probably are all full. Yeah. The reason the Cyber Labs are not running at the moment is because we are not generating new energy. We need to generate new energy to be able to send power down into the Cyber Labs over there. But welcome, my friends, to one of my favorite parts of my Feed the Beast world, the power control room. In here, we can see the status of all of the power for the Renstar as well as the nuclear reactors. And as we can see, both of our reactors are currently not running. Nuclear reactor alpha is off and nuclear reactor beta is off. They are producing 0 EUs, and that is because their fuel has run dry, and we're going to have to go and replace the fuel cells for our nuclear reactors. These MFSUs over here, you can see, are currently basically full, 89% full for red, 100% full for blue, 100% for yellow and for purple, and it looks like the Cyberlabs MFE array is completely empty. There we go. That is exactly why the Cyberlabs are not running at the moment. So the power control room basically monitors all of the power of our Feed the Beast room, and man, it is so sweet in here. Alright, Cyberdogs, now it is time to show you the meat and potatoes of the Renstar space platform power module, man. This is what is making our entire world tick. And these are the nuclear reactor chambers. This is nuclear reactor chamber 2, which is currently not functioning as we've not installed the nuclear reactors yet. But just to give you a little taste of what a nuclear reactor chamber looks like, let's get straight into nuclear reactor chamber 1. And this is where all the freaking magic happens for our Feed the Beast world, man. We've got 2 nuclear reactors right here, guys. Check it out. Nuclear reactor alpha and nuclear reactor beta. And if we come to their control panels right now, we can see that alpha is not running and beta is not running either. And that is because their fuel cells have been entirely consumed. And what we need to do now, guys, is get some new fuel cells into our reactors. So if we go into the reactor rooms themselves and open up our reactors, we can see that we've got some near depleted uranium cells over here. And that indicates to us that this nuclear reactor has consumed its quad uranium cells. And what we need to do now, guys, is make some new quad uranium cells to get our nuclear reactors fired up again, get the Cyberlabs fired up again, and get energy flowing throughout our world again. Now, we have installed some very clever things into our nuclear reactors. Number one, we can turn on our nuclear reactors with these redstone torches. These are kind of like the nuclear reactor keys. You know, like you see in movies, you need keys to turn on nuclear reactors or set off nuclear atom bombs or whatever. That's exactly the same thinking over here, right? These redstone torches are the keys to turning on our nuclear reactors. We also have a heat sensing system. Right there you can see is a thermo regulator device. And what this does is it monitors it monitors the heat of our nuclear reactors. And when our nuclear reactors reach a certain temperature, so anything over 7,000 degrees, it actually shuts them down automatically, and that stops the reactors from exploding. Nuclear reactors can actually get too hot and can actually blow up in a nuclear explosion, basically. But guys, the way that we are going to create some new fuel for our nuclear reactors, and the last task that we have for today's episode, is by heading down into the quad uranium cell generation factory, the quad uranium cell factory over here. And this is the last facility that we worked on before we went on a break. And essentially what this entire facility does and was set up for is to generate these things called quad uranium cells. And the reason we need quad uranium cells is because this is the food for our nuclear reactors. And the way that this particular facility works is that if we go into the maintenance bay over here, or the maintenance entrance, this little factory over here turns copper, tin, and uranium into these uranium cells, right? Just into your standalone, bog standard uranium cells. And those uranium cells get delivered to this chest over here. We then manually take these uranium cells out of the chest into these workbenches over here to produce dual uranium cells. And when we make 2 dual uranium cells, we can then take those dual uranium cells like this, and we can go over to this chest over here to create a quad uranium cell. And that is essentially how this is working. So we need 4 quad uranium cells per reactor. So we've got 1 reactor covered already. We just need to make another 2 more of these quad uranium cells. And then we are good to get everything fired up again, man. Oh man, this is so awesome. I kind of forgot how awesome Feed the Beast is, man. It is the most awesome. Absolutely loving it. Now, this side of the quad uranium cell factory is a giant array of industrial centrifuges. And what these industrial centrifuges are here to do is produce copper. Now, Feed the Beast is an interesting mod because what happens when you get to the end game of Feed the Beast, so when you get to nuclear reactors and so on, copper becomes an extremely valuable resource. As you guys could see in the quad uranium cell factory over here, to create these quad uranium cells, you need a butt ton of copper. This is a dense copper plate. Now, dense copper plates are made from copper plates, which are made from 8 copper ingots, which are made from copper dust. So you need a ridiculous amount of copper to be able to consistently generate enough quad cores to power your nuclear reactors. And that's exactly what this array does. Essentially, what this centrifuge is doing is it is spinning this lava can around really quickly to extract the elements of the lava can. And one of the elements that is going to come out of these lava cans is copper ingots. Those copper ingots are going to be sent straight back into the quad uranium cell factory to be turned into copper plates to be used to make our quad uranium cells. On this side of things, we are filling these centrifuges also make tin, and what we are using that tin for is to create cans. And then what we're doing is we are filling those cans with lava. This lava is getting sucked through this tesseract, which is currently sitting in the nether. We have a facility in the nether which is delivering lava into this tesseract over here, and then the tesseract is automatically filling these liquid transposers, which are essentially producing these lava cans and then re-delivering the lava cans into the centrifuges. Essentially, this centrifuge array is a self-sustaining system. It creates its own lava cans, and then it uses those lava cans to generate material to create more lava cans, and more importantly to create copper so that we can make our quad uranium cells. So this is I mean, it's a kind of a very simple facility, but it's probably the most important facility in this entire setup, I would say, because without this facility we would not be able to generate consistent power for the Renstar space platform and for the cyber labs. But guys, we now have the quad uranium cells that we require, and we can get these into our nuclear reactors and then plug the keys in and get everything fired up once again. So let's get our quad uranium cells into reactor alpha and reactor beta, and then get this puppy fired up. And you know what, guys, this is kind of like a symbolic fire up, man. This is a symbolic fire up for 2015, for a new series of Feed the Beast, for a new series of freaking ReNDoG YouTube channel. And man, does it feel freaking so sweet. Damn. All right, guys, let's get our nuclear reactors fired up. Nuclear reactor alpha, key inserted. Nuclear reactor beta, key inserted. And we can see the output for our nuclear reactors at 270 EUs per tick. We've got 2 hours and 50 minutes left of power generation. Let's head into the power control room to make sure everything is ticking over. Let's make sure the cyber labs is receiving energy. And we can see the energy going into the cyber labs extremely slowly, of course. And that is because we have got all of our quarries fired up and running and using all of that power to suck up as much freaking material out of the earth as possible that we can use in our construction of the Renstar space platform. And you guys can see the power control room here is monitoring our power over here, and everything is looking sweet. But man, guys, I am so happy to be playing Feed the Beast again. I enjoyed today's episode immensely, and I really hope you guys had a good time too, going on this little tour of our Feed the Beast world. I have no idea what to do next though, guys, so maybe you can help me out in the comment section below. There's still a ton of work to do around the power module over here. We actually still need to seal it up and make it airtight, finish some of the corridors and finish the roofs of the nuclear reactor rooms. Maybe that's what we need to do too, but we need to think of our next big factory build also. And what I'm thinking is maybe making a factory to generate all of the materials that we'll need to make the next module of the Renstar. So things like glass, things like all of these lights, all of the slabbage, all of the sweet jazz that you see around here that we're going to need for the next module. That might be the next good factory that we put together. But anyway, guys, I really hope you have enjoyed this episode of Feed the Beast, and I seriously cannot wait to see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for freaking watching, guys. This has been ReNDoG, feeding the beast that is our minds. See you in the next episode, my friends.